Pastor Andrew Brunson is an American citizen who's lived in Turkey for more than 2 decades. Pastor Andrew Brunson is an innocent man. There is no credible evidence against him. And to President Erdogan and the Turkish government, I have a message on behalf of the President of the United States of America. Release Pastor Andrew Brunson now, or be prepared to face the consequences. If Turkey does not take immediate action to free this innocent man of faith and send him home to America, the United States will impose significant sanctions on Turkey until Pastor Andrew Brunson is free.
So do you have a new project after you were shedding the Iraqi blood before? This statement is so similar to the statement of George Bush in which he directed to Saddam Hussein. I was with the Dhahran military base in 1994 during the American Desert Storm. I was there at that time. And we were inviting people for Islam, culture, Saudi culture, etc. I have seen American soldiers crying. And at night, suddenly they wake up and they keep shouting and they say, we still sense the smelling of the Iraqi soldiers that have been killed. 25,000 Iraqi soldiers, unarmed, I should say, they got killed in one day. 25,000, and they were unarmed. They surrendered and they got killed. And next day, Schwarzkopf said, the Iraqi army is no more the 4th army in the world. They have to say some words which expose their real intention. So I've seen those American soldiers who were crying after this big massacre, which is very embarrassing. Some of them could not sleep because he was smelling of the burned corpse of the soldiers. Are you intending to repeat that in Turkey? I have a suggestion. Why don't you hand over Fethullah Gulen to Turkey? Then they'll be handing over this priest to you, Andrew. They can give him to you. You claim that he was serving Turkey for 25 years. Doing what? Was he serving really Turkey, or he was serving the American spying services, which used him for this failure coup? That's what I suggest to the Turkish president. Just let him go. Just let him go. He doesn't worth the suffer and the agony that people are suffering because of a worthless man, pagan, who believes that God is divided into 3 gods and these 3 are one. One of them died on the cross. Died. Who killed him? The Jews. You reward them after they've been killing your second God, Jesus? So, what I believe it to be a good solution is that before we know the politicians, they're always the wrong people to judge. The wrong people, because they're pragmatic. And their judgment is always based on their interests, political interests, okay? So what I suggest is, why don't you send a delegation to observe so people will be knowing that you're not really departing from the center of ego and power. So let the watchers of the court be the one to judge whether he's innocent or he's guilty, but not the politicians, please. Because the rhetoric of ego and the haughtiness will not be really beneficial. You know what happened, how many times you failed to change what you've been claiming to be able to change in Afghanistan, in Iraq, in many other countries. People of Palestine had really suffered much. They killed God, and you support them? After believing that, God loves those who killed his son. He loves them. And guess what? And he made them the best people, selected people on earth. As Allah, the Almighty, said in the Quran, وَقَالُوا نَحْنُ أَبْنَاءُ اللَّهِ وَأَحِبَّاؤُهُ وَقَالَتِ الْيَهُودُ وَالنَّصَارَى. And Christians and Jews, they said, we are the sons of God and the beloved ones to Him. Chosen people of God. He chose those who killed His son? Are you okay? Oh, come on. So God said, since those Jewish people have killed my son, I'm going to reward them. You should be helping them. Take those Palestinians out. Drive them out. And put my chosen people, whom I love them too much because they killed a part of me. They killed my second component. They killed my second component. So honor them after they've been killing my second component, which is my son, a second part of me. So I'm not perfect. For 3 days and 3 nights, I was not perfect. I was imperfect. Okay? So when my son came back from life, then I became perfect. I became perfect. Yeah. So the Palestinian people, they suffer this false belief. And nowadays you can see he's living under suppress, under killing, under racism. So please, America, please, Mike Pence, before you talk about the human rights, please talk about the Palestinian human rights. Unless you don't believe that Palestinians are humans. Okay? Speak about that. About those poor people whom you made them living under agony, under depression, under deprivation. They're deprived from having their own houses. Poor people. Claiming that God promised the Jews to take the houses of the Palestinians. I wonder how God promised them, honor them, while they have killed his second part, the son. He killed, oh my God. The Jews kill your God, then you reward them by expelling the Palestinians from their houses, giving the houses to the killers of God. I wonder, look at them while they are boasting. They killed Jesus Christ. Look at them. Look, they say, we killed Jesus Christ and we're proud of it. Look at that.
You and your fucking Jesus could kiss my ass, okay?
Go away.
Screw you.
Whoa.
Don't camera, no camera. I break camera, don't take picture. Okay? Screw
away.
you Nazi. We killed Jesus, we're proud of it. We killed Jesus, we're proud of it. We killed Jesus, we're proud of it. This is my land, you
This is not your land. It belongs to these families.
land, you son of a bitch. We're gonna kill you and the Palestinians.
It is the cursed policy, which does not depart from justice, but it departs from haughtiness, arrogance, in order to attain dirty political achievements. So what do we have now with Turkey? Failed coup, economic siege, which will, I believe it will fail, as the coup failed. So now the turn is coming to the Turkish lira. Please, America, when do you give people vacation from war and killing? People need vacation. When people be arrested from you? You killed the millions in Afghanistan. You killed people in Iraq. You did not listen to the United Nations that there is nothing, no chemical weapons. You said we don't need the report of the United Nations. We don't need it. Then you killed millions in Iraq, leaving Iraq, falling in a great deal of sectarianism, which consequated a great devastation and war. Tony Blair had declared, or confessed, I should say, that the war of Iraq was a mistake. Mistake? Compare this mistake to the mistakes of Daesh, just in numbers, and you're going to see who was greater in killing. So Tony Blair was regretful For what? For committing a mistake. Oh, don't call it terrorism. No. Yes, millions were killed. Million children, they got killed before the war in Iraq because of the siege against the embargo. So, it was a mistake. After what? After you killed, destroyed, waging wars, sectarian wars, corruption that caused, I've seen that. Shiite Iraqi people nowadays, they protest against their government. We wish that the age of Saddam Hussein returns. We were happy at that time. We were happy. We wish that Saddam returns. But before, they were happy that you got rid of him, but now they wish him to come back. You destroyed the Twin Towers. You destroyed it. You helped on that in your smart plottings. You have filled those Twin Towers with explosives. A lot of people came to conclusion that the airplane was not enough to let those two twins fall down, except by those explosives. That the Americans know that. But why do they have to sacrifice themselves and put themselves in risk? Let them shut their mouth, because the one who can kill a whole country, they can kill those people. It's not worth it, because they're not going to come back to life. Why do they have to speak the truth? Block 7 had fallen down by itself. No airplane touched it. All Americans nowadays, they know this fact. The problem is not in the pastor or priest, Andrew. It is the problem of the escalating, the rapidly growing Islam, which occurs you in Turkey. After the American Sufi coup, people had known nowadays that Sufism is in the hand of the colonialists. What I advise the Turkish people is to be patient for the falling of the lira. It is jihad in itself. Being patient for this is jihad in itself. You know that Erdogan is not personally meant in this, but it's the improving of the Muslims. It's the failure of secularism, which did not really change the situation. Women are returning to hijab. The adhan is returning after it used to be by force given in the Turkish language. Everything is returning. So, to the Turkish people, I would say you'll be rewarded at the day of judgment for being patient, because you know that Erdogan is not meant or targeted by himself for his personality, but it is meant for Turkey not to return to Islam, not to return to hijab. As Allah the Almighty said, the Jews and the Christians will not be satisfied with you until you follow their way, their deen, their madhab, their religion. Always Islam, since Allah created this planet, always Islam does not suit the politicians, as it did not fit the politicians at the lifetime of Jesus. I should say, the real monotheistic Jesus, not the so-called God Jesus. No. So it wasn't really satisfying the Romans at the time. That's why they were chasing him, and they were after him, and they wanted to kill him, with the cooperation of the Jews. Now we have to say that. So why they killed God? Why do you honor them? It is a political, economic case, because those people are good professional in intelligence services, and at the same time in vacuuming not only persons but countries. They're good at it. Sorry, Mike Pence. The church believe that the earth is flat is not the only mistake, but there was a bigger mistake than merely believing that the earth is flat, and that is to believe that God is three and he is punishing us for the original sin, and he ordered you to serve and to protect the killers of God's Son. The human rights are legal, but remember that the Palestinians are of those human. Your country was established over the shoulder of a great massacre that had taken place against the Red Indians, which I believe, having following up the things, that those people, they were Muslims before the reaching of Christopher Columbus, who have been accompanied with a Muslim person, and they both believed that those Indians, they reached America before them. Finally, I should say, they seek to extinguish the light of Allah by their mouth, but Allah persists to complete His light, even if the disbelievers hated it. Thank you.